A business succession plan is like an estate plan for your business. I'm Andrew Ayers. I'm a lawyer who works with families and small business owners to protect their legacies through planning. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about what a business succession plan does and some issues you want to consider when you put together a business succession plan for your business. Now, just like you, I'm running my own business. I have offices in 2 different states, and I need to have a plan for what would happen if something happens to me. If I become incapacitated, who can run my law office? But if I die, what happens to my clients? What happens to their files? What happens to all of those things that makes your business run? One of the key things you can do is create what's called a business succession plan. This is a simple plan that lays out what you want to have happen to the business after you're gone. It can be if you become incapacitated, it can be if you die, or it can be you sell the business on to somebody else, or you leave the business to your family. It doesn't always have to be these scary thoughts of incapacity and death. It can be good thoughts as well. And when I say it can be simple, what I mean is that a lot of people come to my office and say, I think I need a business succession plan, but I can't afford that. I don't have time to think about it. I'm too busy running my business. And I'm here to tell you that it can be straightforward. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be overly expensive. We can work together to put together a nice plan for you and your business. So one of the things you need to consider with a business succession plan is what's going to happen after you're gone. Are you planning to sell it on the open market, or are you planning to give it to your family? If you're going to give it to your family, the plan would obviously need to figure out who's going to be running the business. You don't want to leave it to one of your children who has no interest at all in being in business when you have another one who works there every day and would be a great leader for your business. So by having a plan, it's not just left up to a court to decide who takes over the business when you're gone. But if you're not going to keep the business in your family, then you need to consider things like who do you think will buy the business and how would that sale be structured? Are you going to be kept on as a consultant, or are you just going to sell off your interest and be totally done with it? These are the kind of things you want to have planned out in advance. It'll make it much easier when it's time to move on from the business. There's a few other issues that you'll want to consider. And just like your estate plan, these are all going to be individual to you and your business. So, for example, when you're looking at your business succession plan, how will your ownership interest be divided? If you're the only owner, we need to divide up the entire ownership interest in the company. But if you only own 50% or 55%, are we going to give all of your ownership interest to one person, or are we going to spread it across a bunch of different people? Now, when you're looking at how your interest is divided, you also need to look at where will it be going? Will it be going to family members or sold to outsiders? And one thing you need to consider is if the business has been the core to your life, it's probably the central way you're making money, how are you going to function after it's gone? Do you still want to receive an income? Do you want to do consulting for the business? Or do you just want to sell it, take your money, and be gone? And then one of the things the succession plan will have to address is what happens if the owner dies. And in that case, does your business need what we call key person insurance, which is an insurance policy on your life so that if you die, the business collects the proceeds from that and can use that to buy your shares from your family or use it for other purposes that you've designated in your plan. And then the most important issue in the part of the step is let's talk to your advisors. Have you talked to your CPA? Have you talked to your financial advisor? Have you talked to your attorney? They can all help you put together this plan. And there's 2 ways to do this. You can try to do it yourself. You can go to some website and hope they have the right form, or you can work with those professional advisors. Talk to your accountant, your attorney, your professional advisor. Go through the steps with them to create a plan to make sure your business legacy can last after you're gone. And if you're not sure what the next steps are, go to my website, andrewmayers.com, and on the homepage is a red button that says schedule a consultation. Click on that, and we can set up a legal strategy session. You'll be taken to my personal calendar. We can have a call and go through some of these issues. A business succession plan doesn't have to be overly complex. It doesn't have to be super expensive, but it needs to be there to make sure you're protecting your business legacy.